guest is a horror maestro who's lighting up New England's indie scene. James Lamond kicked off. It came from the 508 Productions with award winners One Last Kill and The Box. His 5-star podcast, Beneath the Red Umbrella, is a spooky storytelling gem. He is co-founder of Dead of Winter Entertainment, the Dead of Winter Horror Festival, pushing community-driven horror with his latest film, 1111. And upcoming stakes, a New England vampire story. Welcome to the show, James Lamond. Woo!
Hey, that was amazing. That was a fantastic intro. That was wonderful.
Oh, so how did you catch the horror bug? What sparked it coming from 508 Productions back in 2015?
Yeah, man, that makes me feel old just saying it was 2015. The horror bug has been in me my whole life. My mom took me to see Jaws when I was 3 years old. And that was my first theater going experience. And I have been enamored since. Horror has been literally in my blood. I mean, I was just talking about this because it was Richard O'Brien's birthday not too long ago, but I was in the womb going to Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like before I was born, I was doing this stuff. So yeah, horror is a part of me. It's always been a part of me. And in 2015, I kind of just decided to pull the trigger and said, I want to make a horror movie. I didn't intend to make anything of that. I just was like, let's see if we can even pull this off in the first place. And that was One Last Kill. And, you know, a lot of trial and error, a lot of mess ups. It was like our crash course film school. But we did it. And it came out pretty good. And people dug it. So we decided to just keep going. And 10 years later, here we are.
One Last Kill was your... came out 2017. What's the wildest memory from writing and directing that first film?
Well, the wild thing about One Last Kill was always just the location. We shot in the Freetown State Forest, which is local to us, which is part of the Bridgewater Triangle. Hi, PJ.
Hi, PJ.
Love PJ. Of course, one of my confidants and co-runners of Dead of Winter Entertainment, PJ Rahal. And another one of my co-runners, Paul Turgeon. Hi, Paul.
Thanks for coming. Share this out.
Yeah, but the wild. Okay, so One Last Kill, just shooting in the Bridgewater Triangle itself.
Oh, Bridgewater, huh?
Yeah, it's a weird spot up here. It's locally famous and somewhat nationally famous as a place of very weird happenings and just strange stories and mythology and all kinds of crazy stuff. And of course, I decided that let's shoot a movie in there. Why not? What's the worst that could happen?
Of course.
And the weirdest story was actually before we even started rolling cameras. Paul, who just commented, hi Kevin.
Hi Kevin. Thanks for coming.
But Paul and I, because he's also, not only is he our technical advisor and director for the festival and Dead of Winter Entertainment, but he's also my DP. So he handles that's the team. Like we handle all the visual stuff. And so we're out there location scouting. And it got real dark, real fast, and we got real lost. Like we were a little concerned. Like I'm like, do we know how to get out of here? Hi, Ashes.
Hi, Ashes.
Wow. Oh wow, so many people showing up. I love it. I love seeing it. Yeah, no, we almost like spent the night out there because like thankfully he finally got like phone service and we could walk. We got a GPS and we're like, okay, we're this way. But before that, I was looking a little hairy. It was a little weird. It was, and it's so easy to get turned around back there in deep in the woods like that. We were like a mile in. It's just it all looks the same at some point, and you're like, it's tough to get your bearings. But yeah, that was a weird time. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica. Was that around Halloween?
No, actually, it gets super cold up here, like super early in the season. So Halloween for outdoor shoots is actually not a good idea. Because it's usually around like 30 degrees at night. That was more in the summertime. I believe that was more like toward like the beginning of June. But it still gets cool at night, so it wasn't, it wasn't optimal. Let's put it that way.
The box hit 2019. How did it feel seeing your film snag awards and the buzz in the
Oh
north?
man, One Last Kill, like we put it out, it got a lot of attention, which was
Mhm,
awesome.
mhm.
But I feel like the box is when we really started to hit our stride as filmmakers. And what we produced with the box was just this like really awesome 40-minute long, almost mini feature. I don't really think it's fair to call it a short. Um
15
it's
minutes.
it's it's teetering into feature territory. It's not quite there yet, but it I'm really proud of the box because like I knew we had something special right out of the gate. We premiered it and we got a standing ovation like from the first screening. Which is not common. It's not often you see that at film festivals where people give standing ovations. So I saw that and I immediately went, "Oh, we got something cool going on here. Awesome." And yeah, no, it went on a absolute tear for its festival run. The Blu-ray has sold a stupid amount of copies for not being a major distribution piece. It's fantastic. I'm super proud of it. It did really, really, really well. It did more than I ever expected it would possibly do. It was fantastic. It was awesome.
That is so fabulous.
Yeah.
You have any memorabilia from that you want to show over there?
The box? Oh, that's all locked away. Um, we do have some, but I'd have to like dive in the basement, go into our
Oh, okay.
bin and stuff. But no, we sometimes when we're feeling froggy, when we're feeling like having fun, we'll bring all of the props out and do a display at the conventions and stuff when we're doing bigger booths, so people can come and actually see like the wooden stakes and the coffin's long gone. We had a big, massive coffin we built which was the box. That is forever gone. Like that got destroyed like 2 seconds after filming was done. It
And the
wasn't built to
bonfire?
last. Yeah, it wasn't built to last. Let's put it that way. It's built to hold together until we were done shooting, and then it got destroyed.
Hello, Patricia.
Hi, Patricia. But yeah, no, but we do. I have a ton of the old props and stuff. I'm real sentimental when it comes to stuff like that. So I like to make sure we're hanging on to all of the really cool memorabilia pieces and stuff too. But I also have a thing on my set where everybody, if they want to take something home with them, they can as well. So a lot of the props and stuff, especially from the box, have gone to other homes and they're hanging out at other places.
Oh, actors and the cast and crew love that. That's so nice of you.
Yeah. I mean, the way I look at it is once you're done shooting the movie, what are you going to do with it after that? You're not. Some things you can bring on to another set, sure,
Mhm.
like a prop gun or prop, sometimes costuming, stuff like that. But like a wooden stake, that's very specific. Like what kind of movie you're doing with that. So like no, you want to take the prop stake home, take the prop stake home. I don't care. It served its purpose.
Any creepy New England tale from your life that's fueled by your horror passion?
We only got an hour, right? That's what you said.
We can
I
run
mean,
over, it's okay.
New England is. I love New England and I love making horror in New England because it is hands down like the creepiest place in the country, right? This
Yes.
is as close to the old country and the old mythology as it gets.
Hey, Dan.
Hi, Dan,
Creepy,
and I'm glad
creepy,
you think it's
creepy.
cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. But no, this is like the scariest place. But the one thing that really freaked me out, I started off my journey into like horror and the occult and weird stuff, being an urban explorer, being like kind of a ghost hunter, going into old places and checking stuff out. And I actually got to check out and explore Aleister Crowley's mansion in Newport, Rhode Island before they tore it down. And that had to be the weirdest house I have ever been in, hands down. I mean, I think a statue, I was trespassing. It was totally illegal, but it's fine. Bridgewater Triangle. Hi, Colleen. Colleen is another part of my crew, an amazing PA. She helped out with 11, which we'll get to at some point. She's fantastic. But yeah, no, Aleister Crowley's mansion, it was a very strange place. There was weird noises. There was some really weird stuff going on in the basement that you just could not explain. It definitely shaped me going forward as a horror creative, because the things I remember from going back into that and thinking about what scared me in the moment, definitely play into how me and Paul portray things visually, because I have very vivid concepts of like, this scared the crap out of me seeing it, so I'm sure this is going to scare the crap out of somebody else. And then he's just a genius, so he takes my crazy ideas and makes them real. So yeah. But
oh, it's the toughest lesson you've learned jumping into indie horror filmmaking.
Get used to not making money.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's the name of the game. I mean, you do this for the love of it, and if you make it to a point where it pays for itself, you're doing all right, at that level. Obviously, with what we're doing at Dead of Winter Entertainment, we're trying to take it to the next level beyond that. But with it came from the 508, and when we got started, if I didn't have to spend money out of my own pocket, it was a day we won. That's the way I looked at it. Is if we were breaking even, we're in a great place. You know what I mean? Like that's perfect.
Hello, Tim. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Tim. Yes, thank you for joining. So yeah, no, it's money. I think a lot of people, especially these days with how content creation is and how people think it's easy mode to just get 1 million followers on a thing and you're just going to make a bunch of money like doing it. It doesn't work that way. It takes a lot of hard work. It's not easy to build a following at all. It's been a lot of hustle, going to convention after convention and film festivals and just really putting in the boots on the groundwork. It's not simple. It's not something that's just a get rich quick scheme. And I think a lot of people get into filmmaking, creative art for the wrong reasons these days. They think it's a get rich quick scheme, and it is absolutely not. No matter who you are, how pretty you are, whatever, you got to pay your dues. You got to earn it. Like nobody's going to just hand it to you for free. You really, I mean, unless it's like complete lightning in the bottle situation where just the planets align perfectly and you get, all this attention right away from one little thing. Hey, more power to you. Great. You hit the lottery. You got lucky. Fantastic. For the rest of the universe, you got to get out there and hustle.
Even then, you'd have to work in every walk of life. You have to work to keep it, make it move. And so you got to pick your passion and be doing something that you love.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, man.
And
I'm sorry, PJ. I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you that was not in the memo that I sent out last week. But yes, we are not rich. We are not rich. I apologize.
So
we're not rich yet.
Beneath the red umbrella, how did you dream up this 5-star horror storytelling podcast?
Well, it kind of came about as not a necessity, but we were in kind of a hole. We got rich with all the friends we have made. Yes, Paul.
Oh, you're precious.
It's the friends we have made along the way. That is the truth. It is true, though, because we have such an amazing group of people that work with us. But Red Umbrella came about because of the pandemic, pretty much. With the pandemic, things slowed down to a crawl for all of us. We weren't making movies because, we really, like, the day that our governor shut down the state and said, oh, nope, no more public congregation, kids, we were supposed to start shooting a movie. Everything was in place. The money was spent. We were supposed to start shooting a movie the day Charlie Baker, our governor at the time, said, nope, nobody, nothing. It's all off. And it just snowballed. Everything fell apart. We lost our locations. We lost the whole plan kind of came undone. So I'm sitting there for about a year just writing stories, having nothing to do because we can't go anywhere. We can't do anything. So I'm writing. I ended up sitting on something like, I don't know, I would say at least 150 short stories, at least. And so I'm like, what do I do with all these things now? I obviously can't make 150 short films. What do I do with these stories? So I had always been a very big fan of serialized radio stuff from like the old, like the 40s, 30s and stuff like that. And I was like, what if I could take this and mix it with Tales from the Crypt and make this kind of anthological thing where you have this character telling you the story as you're going. And it just sprung from there. And I just kind of kicked the idea down the tunnel, so to speak, to the rest of everybody, like Erica and Dan and Paul and like everybody that and PJ Ashes, like just like people I wanted to work with forever, but have not had a chance to because of the pandemic. Excuse me. And everybody jumped on it. They said, this is gonna be a great thing. Let's do it. And I said, all right, let's do 6 episodes. Let's see what happens. Because the 6 episodes felt like a low workload. We could just kind of get a feel for if this was going to work or not. And from episode 1, people just loved it. They just chewed it up. They wanted more. They still get more. I get DMs almost every day from people like, when's season 3? When's season 3? I'm going to let you know a secret, everybody. Spoil it. Not yet. But it's coming someday. But yeah, no, it's turned into its own animal now, and I'm very proud of the fact that it's maintained like a 5-star rating, which is very hard to do if anybody knows. Like it's super hard for anything to have a 5-star rating on Spotify and on iHeartRadio and maintain that. Usually some jerk will come along and just be like, yeah, 1 star, yes. But that hasn't happened. So it's just people just really enjoy it. And I appreciate everybody that has enjoyed it. Thank you, Colleen. That's actually a great point. It is very binge worthy because once you get the whole season out there, it takes you maybe 2 hours to get the whole season under you. It's only like 20 minutes an episode, which I think is very important to its success too. The runtime makes it very manageable. Like you can listen to it on your like morning commute. You can listen to it on your way home. You can listen to it like, just right before you go to bed. You can drift off to sleep. It's a really like special time frame.
No drifting off to bed with me with that on.
Well, we got different friends. My friends drift off to sleep listening to Red Umbrella. I sometimes ask them why or how that's possible because some of the episodes are very scary. But sure. But no, people love it. And they just keep asking for more. That's where the specials came from, like the Halloween special, reciting the night before Christmas as the man with the red umbrella.
Yes, and the yellow umbrella and the white umbrella.
Yeah.
What's the secret sauce? What's the secret sauce that makes this work on YouTube and Spotify with perfect ratings? I mean, really, your 5s are amazing.
I think it is a mixture of relatable characters, and I think this applies to like horror writing in general. You have to humanize your characters. You have to make it something that people can see themselves in. Or because the minute you create that separation between the audience and the film, and they're not, or film or podcast or whatever, between the audience and the story, if the separation's there, they're not invested. They're not going to feel it. And I'm trying to make people feel something here. I think that's the first part. The second part is you cannot be afraid to go as far with the storytelling as Red Umbrella goes. Some people, I've had feedback when we're in the editorial stage from some people that are like, man, this is really dark. Like, this is really, really super dark. And I'm like, it has to be. I was like, this is the MO of the show. This is part of the branding, is that people are coming here. It's literally in the tagline on things, the darkest side of storytelling. It's there. I give people a very big disclaimer and warning before they unleash the episode. So if they press play after they've read that, if they're not reading it, that's not my problem. They're mine. They're mine. They go on this roller coaster with me for 20 minutes and they're gonna take it. My third thing, you gotta have a great twist. The end of the episode always has to hit them from a place that they weren't expecting. If you get all three parts of that and you bring people down this journey and then completely flip it on its head on them right in the last minute, they're going to be haunted. They're going to walk away from it haunted. And that to me is Beneath the Red Umbrella, is that those three very important elements.
So what is the spookiest story you've told Beneath the Red Umbrella that still gives you chills?
For me personally, I have two. I have two that I actually scared myself writing and listening to afterwards. And I'm the narrator, by the way. The man with the red umbrella is me. So I'm listening to myself scaring me. The two that really get me are both from season 1, Dispatch and Love Agoraphobic. Dispatch, because it's just the way it all came together. The acting in that episode, Alyssa and Ryan specifically, were both just so on point. Alyssa absolutely killed that episode with the emotions, and then Ryan, when he comes in with over the radio with "they're coming," like it gets you. You're like, what is coming? And then you start hearing the door getting bashed down, and it's. But that's the secret sauce. You set that up. You get them people that care about those people. And then you murder them horrifically, and people dig it. Love Agoraphobic is a lot of people's favorite. Like a lot of people's favorite. Colleen is not alone. I feel like Love Agoraphobic is emotionally damaging, like in like a dramatic way. Like you feel for these characters. But at the same time, it also has the most disturbing ending of any episode in Beneath the Red Umbrella. I have not been able to top it yet. And trust me, I am trying. I will find a way to make it that hits people harder than Love Agoraphobic. But yeah, I think, and I mean, the acting in the episode, PJ and Ashes they killed it. They're amazing character actors. They are amazing character actors. They're the best in New England. I'm not like, I would take the Pepsi challenge with anybody else in my region, put them against PJ and Ashes as character actors, and they're not going to get touched. They just pull characters out of them. They will slip into characters while we're talking casually, and it's like they don't miss a beat. They're amazing. And PJ plays 2 characters in that episode. So it's not even just like he's playing one. He's playing opposite himself in some things, and he's just nailing it. And Ashes was just amazing. And Jessie, who played the sister, was incredible. Like it's that level. It's what I would like. It's the peak of writing. All right. I'm not trying to like say I'm the greatest writer in the world, but
just do it.
we put our ankles into the writing, like as a team. Like I will bounce things off people. They'll give me feedback. We'll edit. We really do have like the most rigorous QC department of any studio under the world. We are absolutely horrible to each other sometimes, but it's the writing, and then it's just how on point the actors are. They sell it. See, PJ said it's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, a lot of good passion. That's why we do it, right?
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of fun. I love doing Beneath the Red Umbrella with my whole team, because it's also a great place. I've only told people this recently, and they got a little like, really, like kind of irked with me. It's a great place to do subversive auditions. So like I have them as a captive voice actor, and I can see them performing because we do it over like a video call like this, and I'm sitting there going, all right, I think they'd be good for this movie. Or I think they'd be good for this movie. So I don't really like to do like casting calls like the more traditional way. I don't like having random people I don't know on my sets. It's too small of an environment. The budgets are too the budgets are too slim. We can't risk having like an X Factor like that on set messing with things. So I like to work with a lot of the same people, but this is a great way to vet new people too.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of use that as a proving ground. Like if you make it in this pressure cooker we've built with Beneath the Red Umbrella, you might just be able to get in on the movies too. Like, so we do it that way, and it works out really well. It works out really, really, really well, actually.
So how does podcasting level up to your reach compared with your film work?
I'd say it's even, but in different ways, because you're reaching a different audience.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily this. Like, I wouldn't say the people that listen to Beneath the Red Umbrella are the same people that are watching our movies, and vice versa. Yes, TJ, I trust me. I am well aware you do not understand what a budget is. Your demands have been heard many times. No, it's just different. People get attracted to different things, and I think podcasts, audiobook people aren't necessarily the same audience as horror movie people. It's different. It's different strokes for different folks. So I would say the reach is pretty similar, but to our advantage, which is a very good advantage, they're not the same audience. So we're bringing in people from different sides of things and getting it. Yeah. It means the friends we've made along the way. That's the budget. Yes, exactly. I'm glad someone's finally understanding why we only eat cheese and crafty. I'm kidding. Everyone is fed very well. I promise you. But yeah, no, it's different audiences. It's different audiences. But then you do get that cool moment where people do overlap. And they say, "Hey, this podcast was really cool. Maybe we check out the movies now," and so on and so forth. So you make fans going both ways. It's really nice. It works out great. And it's just, we attract the most wonderful people. I mean, I don't think we've ever really had a jerk or anybody that's been very explicitly mean about that. The chicken parm. I'm not bringing that story up, PJ. It's not happening. I'm sorry. We haven't even gotten to talking about steaks yet, sir. So you leave the chicken parm where it is. But yeah. Oh, well, yeah, we did have chicken parm for crafty, but that's different. But yeah, no, that's that.
Any fan reaction to Beneath the Red Umbrella that's stuck with you? Oh, Colleen likes your food. She never eats better than the food tables of the Dead of Winter entertainment set. They always have the best.
She's not wrong. I go out of my way to make sure people eat good.
Yeah, the crew today was very good at Dead of Winter.
Yeah. I mean, the same level of crafty that we do at the festival is the same level of crafty we do at movie sets. It's really no different. We try to make sure that our people are very well fed. Fed people are happy people. But to answer your question,
yes. A reaction of a fan that stuck with you.
I have two.
Great.
The first one was my friend Caitlin, who I'm not sure if she's watching or not, but she messaged me after listening to one episode in season 2, and she said, "Great, awesome. I can't sleep without the light on now. Thanks." And I was like, "You don't know how great that makes me feel." I was like, "I know you're mad at me right now, but that also makes me feel great that I scared you to the point where a grown woman had to sleep with the light on." And the second one, I'll refrain from using the colorful language that they did, but basically that was so effing scary, like in all caps. That's the comment I got, and I was like, "No notes, thank you. That was the best thing that anyone could have ever said. That's exactly the point. I wanted to scare you."
Ooh. Dead of Winter with Magenta Manor. What sparked this horror community vision?
The festival.
Mm-hmm.
So way back in 2019,
Mm-hmm.
I had wanted to start a festival mainly to give people filmmakers a free option to screen movies. And I was premiering The Box, which I knew from what we had done with One Last Kill previously was going to pull a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, I've made all these friends along the way.
Mm-hmm.
I have all these filmmaker friends that have made all this awesome stuff. I was like, let's bring them along. And so that's what we did, and it was called Dead of Autumn Winter Horror Festival. That was the first version. That was the progenitor, the prototype, if you will.
The practice.
And we did,
the rehearsal.
Yeah, the dress rehearsal. Exactly. Perfect example. But we did exactly what we do for the festival. We had vendors. It was a smaller scaled event. It was not what we go all out for with the festival now. We had vendors. We brought in the films. We did the blocks like we did. We do long intermissions so people can like shop around and stuff. We did all that. That was all already in place, and it worked out so well that I was like, oh yeah, we can bring this to a bigger venue. We can do all this. Then 2020 happened, and we had a pandemic, and we couldn't really do anything for a very long time. Luckily, Beneath the Red Umbrella happened and exploded like it has. And it emboldened me because we were at a convention finally, like in 2023, the dust settled, conventions were coming back, we were allowed to be people again. And it was our first convention back. It was a Monster Expo Lives in Taunton, Massachusetts, at a hotel. It's a very similar, the 2 floors like we do at Dead of Winter, that kind of vibe. And I bought us a nice big corner booth because I was like, oh, we're coming back. We're going to come back huge. We're going to have this big booth. We're going to do all this stuff. We're going to bring the props out. It's going to be crazy. We were mobbed all weekend. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. I had never seen that kind of reaction from us, for us ever. We've always had a strong presence at conventions and we've always done well, but this was mind-bogglingly good. Like, we were like, what happened? And everybody that came up were talking about 2 things. They were talking about Beneath the Red Umbrella, and they were talking about steaks. And they were just going bananas, buying up everything, like just autographs all over the place on all kinds of stuff. Like, I was signing stuff that wasn't even pertaining to our stuff. Like, I was like, oh, sign this box Blu-ray. Yeah, okay, cool. Sign this T-shirt. That's not our T-shirt. I don't care. Like, it was nuts. It was genuinely crazy. Like, we did not stop all weekend. And so I came out of that weekend and I was like, okay, it's time to bring back the festival. This is it. We can do it bigger than we ever did before. I don't know what that was, but it was crazy. And we have the juice now to make this a bigger deal. So yeah, that year, which was 2023, like the very tail end of 2023, we started organizing it. We got it together. And I mean, we met John Keogh, who obviously helped us facilitate in Worcester because he's the Worcester guy.
Yep.
Basically, if you need anything done in Worcester, he's the guy to talk to. And we just made it happen. And year 1 was absolutely absurd. It went better than we could have imagined. And then we just went bigger and better for year 2. And I'm sure, I mean, year 3 is just kind of getting the wax balls just kind of getting formed, but I'm sure year 3 will be even more bananas.
Yes, John is a stellar human in general. You're right, Colleen.
10-4.
Dead of Winter Horror Festival. So how's it feel getting the building going in New England for the indie horror hub?
I think it's a lot of work. Obviously, it's more work than we've ever taken on before. Like, we made 5 films this year. 5 films. That's insane.
Worcester, Susie. Hey.
Hi, Susie. And yes, Worcester. That's how we pronounce it. That's exactly right. You just tell everybody. Worcester.
Worcester.
Yeah.
Worcester.
But I mean, we made 5 films this year. That's bananas. That's crazy, right? Like,
fabulous
to have like this like production. Like, we had our thumbs in like 5 different movies. Nobody can say that. That's just for indie. That's freaking unheard of. And we did it, and they're all stellar. Couldn't be happier with all 5 of them. Yeah, I think we're just gonna keep going from here, and just gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger, and who knows what happens? You know what I mean? My goal, my true goal is an industry in New England, sustained within New England, for New England, just making horror movies here, distributing them, and bringing them to a bigger audience outside of New England. That's I want to do, is like my own little mini Hollywood. That's what I'm aiming for. That's the end goal. And I'm not shy about saying that that's the end goal. It's like, I want all of us to combine forces, work together, and make this something bigger than anybody's ever seen in indie film ever. That's what I want. Obviously there will be speed bumps along the way. That is world domination, PJ. I just said it longer. I just used more words than world and domination. That's all. But it is world domination. You're not wrong.
Excellent. Got to have a goal. You got to have a wish. If you don't have a dream, all those things. Yes. And you're already on the path. So
we're on our way. We're on our way. I'm sorry, say that again.
Go ahead. You're well on your way, and you want to get the cooperation in the community alive in this industry and get them all on board with you for your world domination.
Yes. Combined.
There's Ash's talent, just like you.
Saying she's incredible. Her movie premiered at Dead of Winter as well as 11, Multi-Level Massacre. It's amazing. It is a brilliant blend of satire, comedy, and it gets very scary. It was scarier than I ever imagined it was going to be. She really hit this awesome stride where the notes just kind of all blended together into this really disturbing situation, and it's fantastic. It's going to be the festival run is going to she's going to win awards.
Yes,
she's going to win awards. There's no doubt in my mind.
So what's the story behind that new film hitting the circuit?
11?
Yeah, 11.
Oh boy.
It headlined the festival.
It did headline the festival, yes. Well, I mean, that mostly just came down to reach. The metrics were there. But 11 was an idea I had last year while we're waiting for some funding for Stakes to go through. Mm-hmm. And I've always had like really like bad, I don't know, bad dreams. That's the best way I could describe it. Bad dreams. And it came from one of my bad dreams where I had like this weird looking shadow person like standing in my doorway just staring at me. And I was like, that's messed up. I was like, wonder what I could do with that. And I just like turned it into this really kind of tragic story about a girl that definitely like fell too deep into her own dreams and just couldn't get out of them, so to speak. And it's weird. It's scary as hell. It's just like really, really dark and messed up. Kind of on brand for me. As far as my products go. I mean, we took the script. I wrote it out. Unfortunately, it does have a really good twist ending, kind of like a Beneath the Red Umbrella episode, so I can't spoil that part. But God, it's just, and like what me and Paul came up with for the shooting, he's just a genius. It was a total level up. It's the thing, truly, it is the thing I am most proud of as a creator. 11 is a genuine leap forward in quality. Thank you, Colleen. Erica would appreciate that too. Erica Looker, who played the demon in the movie, she absolutely transformed for the role. It's terrifying. It's truly terrifying. But no, we just like the ideas we had and just the way we went about it. It was a totally new approach for us. We had a whole new outlook on how we were going to do the film, and it came out better than I could have possibly imagined. I'm very, very, very proud of 11. I'm very proud of my cast and crew. Alyssa Volpe, who plays the lead Adelaide, was her first speaking role, but I just knew she was going to be able to get this character, and she did. She absolutely nailed it. Eric Luca playing the demon, amazing. Dan Bouchard, who plays Jason, the boyfriend in the film, he did an amazing job. Everybody, it was really just it was a crew, a cast that were just performing at the absolute top of their game. We shot for 2 days and we got 75 shots.
Wow.
In 2 days.
No sleeping.
No, we did it with 10-hour days.
Wow, impressive.
They killed it. They
Woo.
absolutely killed it. It was the best. It was truly the best set I've ever been on, the best set I've ever run. They were amazing. It was just hands down amazing. And that's all I can say about 11 is if somebody gets to see it on the festival thing, you're in for a treat because it really is that good. It's a very good film, and I am extremely proud of it, and I'm extremely proud of everybody that's involved. It's like the best way I could describe 11 is it is a David Lynchian descent into drug-induced hell. That would be the best way I could describe it. That's the only way that makes any sense. It's dark. It's very dark, but it's very, very, very good. Yes, thank you, Ashes. It was very ambitious, and everyone was all in, and we pushed through some serious difficulties that weekend. It was a tough shoot. I'm not going to sit here and pretend, oh, yeah, we breezed through that. 75 shots in 2 days with 10-hour days, no problem. No, that was not easy. It was not easy. Thank you, Colleen. That's why I'm struggling so hard. It is so hard to describe without spoiling the fun of the movie. It really is. It's in madness. It's insanity. It's the descent from sanity to not sane. It's crazy. It truly is a crazy film, but it's really good at being crazy.
So, guys, you're going to have to catch that one. We'll put the website at the end so you can go figure out where the next showing is. Right, it is. There it is. deadofwinterentertainment.com. You can go there for practically everything you need.
Yes. The next screening of 11 will actually be on May 3rd at Strange Maynard International Film Festival in Maynard, Massachusetts at the Fine Arts Theater. One of our brilliant directors, Erica Stockwell, runs it. She also premiered a movie at Dead of Winter called I'm not butchering the name, so I'm just going to call it The Hexorcist. It is a Jewish themed send up.
Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was mesmerized.
Right?
Oh,
it's so good.
Yes.
So good. So good. She's so talented. And she puts together an absolutely amazing film festival. I'm so proud that I get to screen 11 at that as well as Dead of Winter. After that, I can't really say yet, but it's going in some big festivals, and it's gonna be going to different countries. We're going all out for this. We're going all out. We're sending it everywhere. It's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, got to share with the world. Your world domination.
This is my first international festival run. I've never done outside of. PJ did do an exorcism right in Hebrew for The Hexorcist. It was, and I was there. I was that's part of like the strength of what we do is you got to, if you're going to work in Dead of Winter, you can't be afraid to jump in on jobs that you might not necessarily, you got to get because like my background is in sound. Like I started as a sound engineer. I was doing a musician. I was in bands forever. So Erica asked me to do sound on The Hexorcist. Just you got to jump in with both feet. You say, all right, man, I know what I'm doing. Sure, why not? So it's that kind of like
your family
working together, checking the ego at the door, like not going, well, I'm a director in other movies. Yeah, shut up. You're gonna come over here. We're gonna put in the work. We're gonna get the things done, and that's how we were able to do all these movies. Was we just kind of rolled up our sleeves and got it done. I'm super proud of the Hexorcist. It's so good. I'm so proud of everybody. I'm proud of the fact that we were able to premiere 3 absolutely incredible films that were directed by women. I thought that was so
amazing. Yes,
freaking cool. And the only other one I haven't mentioned, which was Shift by Bridget Cannell, which was fantastic film, like truly top-notch film. So getting the opportunity to be able to display like, hey, the girls can do this just as good as us guys, if not better. Like it makes me, I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of my company and my team that we are able to make those things happen as well.
And Solus, who's with Solus?
That's John.
Yes, John, that was terrific. That was fabulous.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Stakes, a New England vampire story. What's brewing with this next feature?
Well, actually a lot. The so we're still working on getting all the funding. That's that's happening. But we are in the process of getting ready. We're gonna make it happen. I'm shooting for the end of the year to wrap up production. But one cool thing about Stakes is I've always thought that it's really cool in horror that you have your horror movie, but then you get that really like the paperback novelization of the horror movie, beforehand. And that's kind of making it come back in a big way. A lot of movies have been doing it. The Terrifier movies have had novelizations. The new Halloween's had novelizations. It's coming back. It's becoming more popular again. So while you won't get to see Stakes in 2025, you will be able to read Stakes: A New England Vampire Story, the novelization, before the end of 2025.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm writing that. I wrote it, actually. It's done. It's an expansion on what we're doing with the movie. And also, up until this point, the trailer has been kind of a behind closed doors thing, like only being watched by the people that, yes, Colleen, yes, Way, that's happening. That's real. I'm not kidding. The book's coming out before the end of the year.
And you heard it here first.
You did. You heard it here first. No one's known that yet. That was the secret that I've been sitting on for quite a while. It will be available digitally, audiobook, and hopefully paperback all in the same day. Fingers crossed.
Ooh.
It's indie production, so don't hold me to that. But we're working on it. But yeah, up until now, this trailer has kind of been a behind the closed doors thing. We've shown it at festivals. Go basking sharks, baby. That's absolutely right. The inside joke there is that we have a fake sports team in the Stakes universe called the Lazarus Nook Basking Sharks because we wanted the least threatening shark possible for our sports team. So yeah, we kind of use that as a mantra now. Like we kind of run around going, "Go basking sharks," even though nobody understands what we're talking about.
I thought that was an ode to being 3 and seeing Jaws.
No. Well, we all love. The thing is, we all love Jaws, so we make a lot of shark jokes. The whole team makes a lot of shark jokes. But yeah, but that's all. Like the not being able to see the trailer, that's all about to change. We are going to be releasing the trailer to the public online.
Woo!
People will be able to watch it for the first time a week from today.
Woo!
Yes. That will be happening. And people will see what Stakes is all about, and you're gonna see that it's scary as hell. It is a very scary vampire movie. I did not want to be romantic. I didn't want to make the sexy vampire. These vampires crawl out of graves. They're scary. They're scary vampires. And yeah, we're finally gonna let the cat out of the bag a little bit and let people see what Stakes is all about.
Any unsung New England horror talent you've discovered through all of these episodes and filmmaking? And
oh man, okay, what we got left? 12 minutes? That's not enough time. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do. Hang on. Okay, unsung
questions too.
Unsung New England horror talent.
Here we go, folks. Hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna say it straight up. If you are not putting Alyssa Volpe, Erica Looker, Dan Bouchard, Ashes Hamon Rahal, PJ Rahal in your films, you're missing out. You're missing out on some of the absolute best talent. The people that jumped in on 11 were absolutely, they're the top of their game. They're fantastic actors, transformative actors. These people became characters that they are not as people. And they did it so fluidly and amazingly. You need to go and take it all that. Unsung directors like Rob Lee, who did Ursid, which was the 5th film we had at Dead of Winter Horror Festival from Dead of Winter. That is part of our group. Ursid's probably one of the funniest movies I've seen in a very long time. Fantastic horror comedy. And he has this back catalog of shorts that are just impeccable. He's a fantastic talent. Go check out Lee visuals as soon as you can. Luke
Nice.
St. Germain, who's done a trilogy of films circled around the Salem area and doing the Guest of Topsfield Road, which screened at Dead of Winter Horror Festival. Check him out because he's not getting as much national attention, if you will. George James Fraser, another Dead of Winter alum, who screened last night at the Dead of Winter Horror Festival. Incredible director, does amazing horror comedy or just straight up horror. Last but not least for directors, Jeremy Arruda. I've been working with Jeremy Arruda since I signed on to distribute and produce his first short, Strawberry Lane. He is a limitless font of absolute unique talent. He's an amazing artist, an amazing composer, an amazing director.
Wow.
Just got an incredible amount of stuff. We are actually going to be releasing his first feature anthology called Painting the Void very, 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 very soon. And it is a collection of all of his film work, all of it in a big feature package. And that's going to be happening soon. And he's just incredible. He's absolutely amazing. He works solely in black and white. He's amazing. He's doing stuff that people aren't normally doing. And that's what I love about all of our filmmakers and directors. And they're just bringing stuff to the table that nobody, in a way that nobody else does it. And that's what really turns me on to a creator, to somebody that's out here doing this stuff, is that they're not doing something like everybody else. That really appeals to me. If someone's trying to just do their own thing, not really caring about the trends, not really caring about what's hitting or not hitting, they're just doing it. And that'll always resonate with me more than somebody that's trying to jump on the next bandwagon.
And that makes a happy life.
Mm-hmm.
Got that inner joy.
Stay in your lane, stay in your business, you'll be fine.
Yep. It always works out. What's next? More films, podcast, twist, big horror dream that you're chasing.
I mean, the goal right now is get Stakes done. World domination. And Stakes is a big part of that. I really have a lot of faith in Stakes as a story franchise IP. We all do. Right now, that getting the next thing out of Magenta Manor off the ground. Those are probably the two big goals this year. Getting the book out there for people to check out, because we still got another year at least until Stakes is going to be out in the world as a film. So, but this is a story I think people need to read. I think horror fans are going to really, 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 really enjoy it. It's something genuinely special. At least that's what people who read the script keep telling me. I don't know. Those are the two next immediate projects. I think the festival run for 11 MLM for Multi-Level Massacre. Those are also going to be great. If we get into all the festivals we want to get into, we're going to be going to pretty crazy parts of the country this year on top of everything else. So it's going to be really exciting. Yeah, the future's bright, man. The future's real bright. I'm stoked. I'm really, really, really excited for whatever the next year is going to bring as far as our creative endeavors go. We will be oh crap, I got one more. We're going to be launching our YouTube channel relatively soon, and the first thing that we are putting on the YouTube channel it's the panel, the Toxic Avenger panel from Dead of Winter Horror Festival.
Ooh, well, that's fun. That works too.
Yeah, no, that is going to be the first video we drop. That should be in the works in the next couple of weeks. I want to make sure we have a bunch of content lined up to make sure that we're keeping up on how that works. But yeah, that should be the first video that goes, and then we'll do some more Dead of Winter Festival videos, obviously, along with trailers and some new approaches to shows, maybe. Just throwing it out there. That might happen. Yeah, we got there's a lot of irons in the fire, and we're busy, but I mean that's all the time. We're always going to be busy.
Thank goodness. That makes life so exciting. You jump out of bed because you're like ready to go, and there's so much to do and live and dream.
Every day is a new adventure. It never, ever, ever. It's never a dull moment. Let's put it that way.
I know, and I love it. If you can craft your ultimate horror monster for New England or the world, what would it be?
Ultimate horror monster.
monster. What would it be and why?
I'm gonna be honest. I think I kind of nailed it with 11. The demon in 11 is genuinely terrifying.
Oh,
People are very, very, very afraid of it. I don't want to say her because it is played by a woman, but it. Um, I think just the fact that most of the shots and the way that it works, it's completely backlit. It's almost like a shadow. It's amorphous. There's no shape to it. It's just the ultimate, like, I think the only thing that really scares people when it's all said and done is the unknown. So
mm-hmm,
I think when you use a monster less than more,
mm-hmm.
you're making it way more effective. Like if you show it for a brief period where you get that reaction and then you take it away again before people can figure out the secret behind the magic, you keep them in this constant state of fear throughout the movie. Like if you really look at the screen time Erica gets in 11, it barely adds up to 15 seconds. That's it. But she's made a massive impact with everybody that's seen the movie because it's so precise and sparing and just cleverly used. And I think we got it right with 11. I really do. I think that is probably the scariest monster I could ever think of.
Okay, guys, 11, and Eric's going to put up the website there so that you can find out where it is, just in case you didn't get it, coming up in May. deadofwinterentertainment.com. And you've got a very cool looking studio here behind us. Do you want to give us a little tour or tell us some little cool stuff you got in there?
Well, I mean, this is where I create. This is the sanctum, if you will. I'm a horror fan. This is what my house looks like. I have stuff everywhere. I am a horror fan. But I got a couple of really cool things. So for my birthday this year, I think this was my birthday present. I'm pretty sure this was my birthday present. PJ and Ashes got me one of the popcorn buckets from Alien.
Wow.
This year. It's like a tank with the face hugger. I'm a huge Alien fan, so this was really cool.
That's very cool. I haven't seen that before.
And I'm also a huge Friday the 13th fan. I have a lot of Friday the 13th stuff around here, but this is actually, I'm working backwards. This right here is actually an original. They handed these out when Friday the 13th Part 7 played in theaters. And this is an original mask in an acid bag, unused. So it's never been really touched like that. So this is a little neat little collector's item. And then, of course, no Friday the 13th fan under the sun should not have a Jason mask laying around in the house somewhere. This is very important. This is actually screen accurate. Look at it very close. And if you're a Friday the 13th fan, everybody needs a screen accurate Friday the 13th mask in their house. Just saying. It's law. It's a blue law in Massachusetts. I don't make the rules, man. But yeah, no. And I mean, my house is just chock full of more of this insane stuff.
What fun. It's fabulous. I think there was a few of those around my house when my son was younger.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, Halloween was so much fun. I used to go out with all the boys and take them out, as the mom.
Yeah. My mom did the same thing. My mom let me do the craziest costumes in the world. She's amazing. She's half the reason that all this is going on. It's kind of her fault. She really just let me run wild with it when I was a kid, and I just never stopped.
And you're so happy and healthy.
Can't complain. I'm doing all right.
What would you like to leave our audience with? Anything you want. Your favorite anything.
All right. Well, I would give, I guess a piece of advice is artistry, and being an artist, any artist, it doesn't matter what kind of, hello, Cheryl. Nice to see you. Being an artist, any kind of artist, whether you're a filmmaker, a writer, I mean, that's my wheelhouse, but even if you're a painter or you work in charcoal or you sculpt or whatever, it's not an easy road. It's not always a guaranteed, immediately gratifying road. It can be hard. It can be difficult. I've been doing this for 10 years now. I promise you, that the immediate reward may not always be there, but the long-term reward always delivers. And if you make stuff from your heart and you make stuff that you believe in, you will always find joy in what you do.
Amen.
And I hope everybody out there in their creative endeavors finds joy in what they do. That's all I got right now.
Thank you so much, James, for being on. Check him out. Here's the website again. I want to thank the last person whose little son wore, Cheryl, whose little son wore that costume 4 years in a row from the Scream direction.
That's
Love it.
fantastic.
Yeah, that is so fun. deadofwinterentertainment.com. Hopefully you'll see me back next year. It was a great time. Patricia says being alive to create is a gift. And
Absolutely is. You're 100% right in that one, Patricia.
She's an amazing artist, and she plays the drums, and she is just out of this world fabulous.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much, everybody. See you next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Share this out and be good. Think, love your life, reach down and be grateful.